Once again, welcome here to Badminton Trash Talk TV. Once again, we've been coming up with some ass-kicking subjects for you. Usually we look at our website and we find what you guys are discussing. And again, I have my expert with me here, Bobby Milroy. No need to be introduced. Bobby, hot topic at the moment: India badminton. Arnold Schritter chasing an ant. Arvind Bhatt just beating Kenneth Jonas. How good are these agents?
They're not that good. I don't think. I think these guys are all good, but you know, India, they've always had an okay program, and I don't want to get too carried away with this. I don't want to get too carried away with Arvind beating Kenneth and so on, because nowadays, you know, the scoring system in badminton had just changed, 3-21.
So you're gonna blame it on the scoring system?
No, I'm not gonna. Maybe. No, it's not. But let's not get.
So the results are not gonna count because of the new scoring.
It's not about not counting. It's just about let's not start saying Chetan is a favorite to win the All Englands.
I didn't say that.
Okay, but you indicated it. Anyways, that is the fact is right now, Gopichand just got hired as a coach, and right now people are saying, well, maybe who is the next Gopi? Is it Anu? Is it Chetan? Is it who's the other clown?
I don't know.
Arvind, sorry. But basically, I'm saying that none of these guys I've seen have demonstrated what Gopi demonstrated. Gopi was a top 10 player, top 12 player for most of his career. He was consistently having the wins over guys like Kenneth Jonas. What Arvind did in this tournament, Gopi was doing every 3 or 4 times. Plus, Gopi was what Anoop did in the last 2 tournaments, making 2 quarterfinals at Philippines and Singapore. Gopi was doing that every time. And inevitably, I mean, when I was watching Gopi, I knew eventually he was going to have a big result.
But, again here, like, Gopichand, what pops up in everybody's mind is the All England title. In my opinion, Gopi was not a classic All England champion. He's not like everybody. I think it was like a guy hitting the top form at one tournament. Do you think?
Do I think it was a fluke?
Yeah.
No. I think I was sure. I mean, a guy like Gopichand, he is going to do something like that at some point in his career. Yes, he's not going to do it every time.
All England title was a fluke. It was a fluke. Gopichand was not. He was an underdog. He beat a lot of. He beat a wasted Chen Hong. He beat a wasted Peter Gale. It was a fluke.
Oh, come on. I mean, Gopi, he's beaten these guys before. He had the touch. He had the skills.
He beat Peter Gale once. That was at All England. Did he ever beat Chen Hong again? No.
Yeah, again, but he didn't play that much after. I mean, forget he had beaten so many guys so many times. I saw him give Lin Dan 15-2 at Singapore that year, actually. Okay, and I know that Gopi, he could be beaten by other players that normally, so he could lose to Niels Christian Caldo, and Caldo didn't beat Chen Hong very often. But Gopi was one of the guys that could come up big. He is probably one of the classiest, most charismatic guys in the history of badminton. And when you combine all that things, he was going to win either the Commonwealth, or the Worlds, or the Olympics, or the All England, or something, and he did it.
Okay, let me put it straight. I'm not disrespecting Gopi's Gopi's All England title. It was well deserved. He played well. I just say I didn't see it coming. Are you telling me honestly that you at one point were thinking Gopi's gonna win the All England?
Well, with things like that, it's hard to ever make a bet on that. But I wasn't surprised. I wasn't as surprised. Some people thought it was like the biggest upset in the history of the world. I thought, well, you know, if someone like, for example, take a guy now, Bunsak Balsana. That's a guy I see as someone like Gopi. A guy that can make the quarters a lot. He can go to the semis and finals sometimes. He hasn't won a big tournament yet. But I think he'll hit the day sometime during the next 6 years at a big one.
But Bob, I gotta tell you, I think you totally. I don't know.
Well, you don't like
Bonsack? I like Bonsack a lot. He's a good player, but I think you're totally out of this. Bonsack Pulsana is not gonna win. It's not about Bonsack now, but just a side remark. It's not gonna win the whole England championships.
Yeah, but that's what I think that is the type of thing that people said about a guy like Gopi, and these guys do it one time.
But again, okay, well, you know, the subject was the new India guys. And let's say, like, if we compare these new guys who's going to be the next Gopi, do you see a Shridhar and Chetan Anand? Let's even take this Arvind Bhatt.
Yeah.
Are they capable of winning the All England?
No.
So there are no new Gopi. Can he turn one of these guys into what he's often?
I don't see them as a new Gopi. I see out of the three of them, I see Anup as the one with the highest potential. But actually, Arvid is the one that's had the most big wins. You know, he's actually beaten both the Danes, Kenneth and Bosun, in tournament. So that's pretty big. I think they're also all they all have this classic Indian charisma. So they're nice guys. But basically, I don't see any of them winning the All England if I had to bet my apartment.
So what do you think? Let's turn it around. You're the expert.
That's true.
What would you do? What would you tell Gopi to do to make these guys All England?
I don't know.
Consult Bobby Milroy?
Nope. I would tell them. I would let them do their own thing. But I mean, the main thing is that they have to go for it. They have to be inspired to try to win the All Englands in whatever way. Gopi, he didn't do it the traditional way. You know, it's not like he was training in a center with 10 guys who could beat him or something. I mean, he trained a lot of his career with Gupta and Nikhil, and spent time in Germany. He spent time in England. He was a guy that traveled around, and this is the way I think guys like Anup and Arvid, they have to do it. Is that they have to try alternative methods to develop. It's not as clear cut as it is in China, of course, or in Indonesia or Malaysia. So if I were Gopi, I wouldn't put too much restriction on them, because that's a thing that's going to it's going to cramp them. I don't believe a place like India can really come up with a training center like they have in China.
What about this Chetan Anand? We didn't mention him. He's a young guy. I think he's like 26 or 26 years old. Is he capable of doing something? No,
the thing about Chetan, when I've spoken to him, is that he doesn't seem like the guy who's really, really hungry. He's a big talent. He's professional. He has he's a mature guy, and he's a good player. But I don't see him as burning to win the All Englands, or like he's just doing anything. When I talk to Arvind and especially Anup, then I can see that these guys have some ambitions, and that is where it comes from. I think it is about ambitions. If you don't have the ambition, you're not going to accidentally win the All Englands. I haven't heard of that happening.
Are you better than these guys?
I'm better than these guys.
Okay, that's it for this edition of Badminton Trash Talk TV. Once again, thank you for watching with us. See you next time.
I like this final question coming out of nowhere. Are you better than these guys? There's no option but to say yes.